It's been quite some time since my last stream. But as you can see today I'm quite early. And we're going to do the Lynette's Hangout quest.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence.
So let me just fix some stuff. You know, with thumbnail and stuff.
There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing.
I mean, technically you're not wrong, Hazel. Technically you're not wrong. Just wait a second. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, I guess we can start. Let's see where do I need to go. Let's hope that I can finish it in one go today, because there are 5 endings, and I heard that I did a skip button here, so it should be going for faster than usual. Oh, there she is.
Meow. Oh, it's you. 1 second. Now activating chat mode. You made me jump there. I thought they'd finally caught me. Objectively speaking, the trouble was entirely of my own making. Half an hour ago, I was at Hotel de Boer for a drinks reception. It was to celebrate the successful opening of a show, but it was draining my energy. So, I waited for the right moment, then snuck away so I could switch to standby mode.
Like, I don't know, so why does she speak like a robot?
Probably because I'm playing the lead role in the show. Is that so surprising? I'm always getting invitations to do solo performances. I just usually get Linny to write back and turn them down. But then came the Fontanalia Film Festival. We took all the kids from the House of the Hearth out to see a film, and after it finished, they all started clamoring for me to try out acting for some reason. Even Linny was chanting along with them. Anyway, it just so happened that a director called Mary had sent me an invitation right around then. I'll spare you the details, but basically, I ended up accepting it. Yep, you nailed it. I'm playing the role of a puppet. In fact, the show's called The Lost Puppet, and it's a masked mime show. So, I don't have to do any facial expressions or say any lines. Literally just a series of physical movements. The director says it's a very avant-garde art form. Art is not comprehended by the mind, but felt in the heart. At least, that's what the director says. Anyway, if nothing else, the opening performance seemed to go down well. At the drinks reception, everyone was crowding around me, saying, "Triumphant character portrayal, faithful adaptation of the original work, unequivocally, quintessentially avant-garde," and stuff like that. But being the center of attention is draining.
Oh, I
So
get
the
you.
moment they
I
left me to go
totally
harass
get
the
you.
director instead, I was out of there. The other thing is, some weird things happened while I was on the stage. Oh, sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean to leave you out of the conversation. No, we just met. We bumped into each other right after I slipped away. Well, it'd be kind of difficult for us to communicate otherwise. Besides, I think she's taken a liking to the name. Haven't we, Bonnie? Yeah, that's right. Good kitty. We'll go find your owner soon, I promise. Nope. She's wearing a collar, and for the most part, she's pretty well groomed. If she is a stray, she hasn't been for long. Her stomach's been growling a lot. I guess she must have been missing for a few days now. As much as I'd love to hang out with her for a while longer, her owner's probably worried sick about her. Assuming she has an owner, that is. But the reception... I should probably show my face there again at some point, even if it's just to make excuses and leave again. Decision time. Well, I just find it exhausting, thinking through all the different ramifications of different choices and so on. That's more Lenny's area than mine. So, unless it's something really important, I usually just leave the decision-making to him. It's fine. He got Remake to make me a little something for just this situation. Poof! A phaetometer. It looks pretty over the top, I know, but it's essentially just a box of cards. He kept the design simple, so it'd be harder to break. The way it works is, I pick a card at random, then look at the number on the card. Well, for example, if the number on the card is 5 or higher, I help Bonnie find her owner. I just have to believe in the bond between me and my cards, and my
So like a
fate
Yu-Gi-Oh player.
will reveal
Okay, I
itself
get
to
you.
me in numerical
Like a Yu-Gi-Oh
form.
player.
At least, that's what Lenny said. Anyway, I guess I'll give you a demonstration. Huh, I didn't like that. Was I using it wrong? Maybe if I just... Clearly, there's some design flaws to iron out. I'll have to let Remake know. Let's see... Which card did I get? 4. Well, the cards fell on the ground though, so I don't think it counts as fate. If you want to get the right answer, you have to let fate decide. Also something Lenny said. So, to put it another way, if picking a card up off the ground is how to not leave it to fate, then that means it must be the wrong answer. Or... Why don't you... Thank you. This one is final, I promise. Here, take the phaetometer. If it's 5 or above, that means fate successfully changed. Anything lower than 5 is a fail. Also, if you have your own thoughts about what I should do, feel free to share it. Now that I've got a good problem solver here to help, I don't need to run every little thing by fate. Alright. Then let's see where fate will lead me.
How many is there in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So, we're looking for Bonnie's owner? There's 20 cards in total, numbered 1 to 20. So there's only a 1 in 5 chance of drawing less than a 5. I should also mention, this time the cutoff was 5, but to put it in perspective, I said I'd only do the show if I drew
hey,
a 1.
I picked my favorite number, I took my favorite number, another one, hey. It's based.
I think I'll go to the Steambird and see about putting an ad in the paper. You wanna come along? I think Bonnie wants you to come with.
Wait, did you get it permanently? Oh, we got it permanently! Oh, that's cool. Hey, this can help with the gachas and stuff, you know? I can use it while rolling for characters. For ritual summoning, you know? Very nice.
There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing.
Every stupendous day starts with a Steambird. Oh, hi Lynette. Hi Trav. I don't think so. Have you picked up a stray?
Yep. If there's no commission to follow up on, could we post a notice about the missing cat instead?
Why, of course. What a kind thing to do. Just fill out the form.
Well, we've registered you as missing. You can stay at my place until your owner finds you. Also, I just wanted to say thanks for keeping us company for so long. Well,
no problem.
I should probably head back to the drinks reception. Hopefully most of the people have left by now. If you've got some time, you should stop by my place tomorrow to see Bonnie. Alright, see you then.
Oh, really? Where is her place? Oh yeah, she lives in the house.
I believe this cat belongs to me.
I already told you, this isn't your cat.
Just take a breather, you two. Oh, you're here. As you can probably see, you'll have to take a rain check on that tea I promised you. At least for now.
This is my friend's cat. He's preoccupied with some important business, so I came to retrieve her in his stead.
No, it's far more likely this cat escaped from the Humane Society. Bonnie?
That's the name I've given her in the meantime.
Wow, yo, I drew the exact number. Holy shit. Hey, I'm a pro. I'm legendary, bro. Holy fuck, I drew the exact number.
Well, this complicates things.
Holy, my gacha level is crazy.
I told you before. This is my friend's cat. It's normal for her not to trust me.
Listen, I'm the director of the human... She just looked somewhat familiar, so I came to check, just in case. If she turns out to be one of ours, I'll take... we're an organization that specializes in rescuing and sheltering stray
Nah, you're
animals.
both lying,
We've been
bro.
in business
You're
for
both
several
fucking
decades
lying.
now. I'm Bernard, the current director.
You're lying.
The Humane Society. Huh. The name sounds familiar.
Yes, that's the one. Anyway, if it turns out I really am mistaken, I suppose that means the cat belongs to this lady here. She would be the only remaining option after all.
It belongs to my friend.
Go on, Bunny.
Oh, nope. Looks like I was mistaken. They do look similar, but well, I suppose this means I still have a missing cat to search for. Apologies again for the confusion.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Wait a second. You lied earlier, didn't you?
Lied? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
A liar always has a tell. The look in their eyes, their breathing pattern, the way they hold themselves. The things that can give you away are often more numerous than you would think.
What are you talking about? The way I see it, you're conflating baseless conjecture with fact.
Normally, when someone is called out, their breathing speeds up as they begin to panic. But your breathing pattern hasn't changed one bit. In fact, it's been strangely calm and measured this entire time. It stands to reason, then, that your agitated behavior earlier was all an act. If you're a bad guy, I'm sure you'll take off running the first chance you get. If you're a good guy, the most likely explanation is that you're a member of the Guards, or some similar organization.
And you're basing this off
Intuition. Nothing more.
intuition. Well, I have to hand it to you, Lynette. You're right. I'm a member of the Guards. The name's Elodie. I'm currently investigating a cross-border smuggling case. This cat here... Bonnie, what's her name? Well, her owner is one of the prime suspects of our investigation.
Damn, she just opened up her
A
instantly.
couple of days ago...
And I
our
knew that she
suspect
was
got
sus,
wind
but I
that we
knew
were
that she
on
was
his
one of
tail
the
and
guards.
fled. That's most likely how he got separated from the cat.
Damn.
I just so happened to stumble upon your notice in the Steambird. So, the impact of this case has been huge. The Marechaussee Phantom, the Guard, a new kind of illegal drug. Imitation synth. We confiscated all the synth on the market, but addiction isn't something that goes away overnight. Even
Wow,
without
it's good that
substances on the
detective
market,
with me.
people are
We're gonna
still looking
catch
for a
this
way to get their
motherfucker.
next fix. And criminals are all too eager to capitalize on that addiction. That was the impetus for imitation synth. Needless to say, a small-scale market opened up very quickly. After the original synth debacle, we put several measures into place to prevent similar incidents from occurring. The perpetrators got smart, though, and shifted their sales overseas before those measures could kick in. That's when the imitation synth smuggling began. We only recently got word of the presence of imitation synth overseas. We managed to track down evidence of some early transactions. What we were able to find out, however, hasn't proven that useful given the amount of time that has passed. The Marechaussee Phantom launched an investigation to track down every person in Fontaine capable of producing a drug like that. He's a researcher at the Fontaine Research Institute. His name is Pierre. Pierre Lafayette, to be exact.
Lefebvre.
The Marechaussee Phantom found him in Poisson. In addition to the cat, he also had a pendant with him. At first, there wasn't much cause for suspicion. A search of his house didn't reveal much to go off of either. The Marechaussee Phantom very nearly left it at that. It was only later that we realized the coat of arms on his pendant belonged to none other than the Lefebvre
what does this drop
family,
do?
one of the most infamous aristocratic families in Fontaine. Obviously, this discovery prompted a further investigation into Pierre. At that point, however, we discovered that he'd already fled.
That's not possible, actually. The Lefebvre family has been gone for a long time.
Exactly. Many years ago, several important members of the family, including the Patriarch, were murdered by an assassin of unknown origin. From that point on,
Don't tell me it's
family's
the
power
one
and
family
influence
which
took
took
quite the
her
hit.
from Lini,
the family is engaged in all manner
and
of
then
crimes.
Alucino murdered
As you can
everyone.
imagine, there's no shortage of people
Is that
waiting
the
in the
one?
wings to take their
Is that the
revenge.
one with the thing?
And with the family
Oh
severely
boy.
weakened,
Oh boy,
they
okay.
were able to do just
Okay,
that.
this is getting deep.
Most of the remaining family
Holy.
members succumbed to sickness or hunger.
I wonder if
The ones
Arlecchino is
that
gonna appear
survived are
here.
currently living out their days under a new
She has to,
identity.
you know? She
Pierre
has
is
to.
one of those very survivors.
I hope
He's
she
been
is.
hiding away in the Fontaine Research Institute all these years. Well, my fellow guards have told me all about how smart and courageous you both are. And I know you possess a strong sense of justice. There could be a chance that Pierre, or one of his accomplices, might attempt to get close to Bonnie. Now that you've been briefed on the situation, I was hoping you'd help us keep a lookout.
And it all came from just
If I take
one
Bonnie back
cat.
to the guards with me,
Really?
there's no way Pierre will try and come for her. Not even the most daring of criminals would attempt something like that. I have to admit, I'm not holding out too much hope that Pierre will come back for her. But if there's even the slightest chance, then it's worth a shot. Well, I've got some other leads to follow up on. If Pierre does appear, please contact me right away.
It's nothing. I'm fine. It's just... the head of the Lefebvre
See, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. It's these people.
All those years ago. It was at a dinner party.
And then
Someone tricked me
Arlecchino
into boarding
murdered
the
all of
Lefebvre
them.
family carriage.
Yeah.
Whoever it was, they
Someone
took
is
me
still
back to
alive,
their
huh?
home. But before
Ah, we
anything worse
capture him,
could
don't worry,
happen,
we capture him.
Father intervened. Yep. Father was the one who orchestrated the fall of the Lefebvre family. That's what
Hey,
led
don't
Lenny and
worry,
I to join
man.
the House
I'll
of the
capture
Hearth.
this motherfucker.
After all these years. Don't worry about me. I wasn't feeling sorry for myself. I was
Hey,
just
listen, if
thinking
he's the
about
last
Lenny.
member of this family
He's
who
been
is
acting
left,
strange recently.
I'll just capture him and
He
put him into
avoids me
prison
for
and that's
days
it.
on end, consumes himself with some secret investigation, and then out of the blue pushes me to do that acting job. Thinking about it now, it's very possible. I'm sure he tried to send me away because he was afraid it would bring up some painful memories for me. It wasn't necessary, though. Even after all these years, he's still as overprotective as ever.
Hey, come on, he's your
We'll have to help
brother,
me
you
teach
gotta
him a
understand
lesson if
it.
we run into him along the way. Yep. I want to head to the Fontaine Research Institute to learn more information about Pierre. A little bit of both, perhaps. For the most part, though, I just have this sense that something's not right. Okay, I'll write a letter explaining everything to the crew. Once that's done, we can head out.
Hey, listen, you don't have to worry about anything. I beat that motherfucker up. I really don't care who or what he is. I will obliterate him. I will send him to fucking Celestia. As my age, he's like a truck. Oh shit. Commission. We're running away. Oh yeah. Well, what are you two doing there?
Lynette,
Chivalrous?
you're, not at rehearsal?
You can drop the act, brother. In fact, I don't think either of us will have a need for acting anytime soon. You should know better than to try and keep something from me. You've never been able to do that, even when we were kids.
And that's why I tried to distract you with the masked mime show. But I guess you're just too good.
Hey, you're both Fatui, come on.
New assistant.
This is Officer Shovras, captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. You may have met her already.
Nice to see you.
Let's go! The snack girl!
I
There
should
she is
clarify
again.
something. Mr. Lenny's here at my invitation,
fucking-
not the other way
Oh,
around.
it's a...
To borrow your expression, Miss Lynette, I
The
suppose that would
Messiah.
make him my assistant more than anything.
Oh no, the Menace.
We've
Oh, sorry,
brought
the
on
Menace.
Mr.
The
Lenny as a
Menace.
consultant in the past. He was instrumental in
with a
helping us
gun.
crack a case involving a perpetrator who used magic tricks to commit crimes. I was hoping he'd be able to provide some valuable insight this time around as well.
So you've heard everything then?
Come up,
That's
you're
exactly
underestimating
why
me,
we're
bro.
here. There's always been questions surrounding the fall of the Lefebvre family. Some people even believe the House of the Hearth was involved. Whoever was behind
Which is
it
true.
all was extremely cautious.
That's all I'll let you know.
They didn't leave a shred of evidence. This very fact, however, leads me to believe it was indeed the work of that Harbinger. I took a look at the entrance and exit records of all the carriages that night. Let's just say it wasn't hard to deduce that there's ill will between you two. Don't worry, I don't have any evidence to that effect, and I certainly don't plan on going to bat for such a despicable family. Plus, you were victims back then more than anything. I sought Mr. Linney's help with the smuggling case. Nothing more. The way I look at it, it's a collaboration between us as people, not the organizations we represent. Besides,
Based.
by working together,
Based.
we can expose the truth as quickly
Based,
as possible.
Chevrolet. Based.
You can not at all. I was planning to invite you from the very beginning, Miss Lynette. It's just that my assistant here raised some objections.
Lenny, I'm not the same person I was back then. That little girl who did nothing but cower in the corner in fear.
I'm sorry, Lynette. You're right. I let my concerns get the better of me.
Oh, and the next time you want to distract me, you should try a different approach.
Snacks, sweets, you know, tea. She likes tea, right?
Who's this? You pick up a stray while I was gone?
It's a bit complicated. I'll explain later. Anyway, her name's Bonnie.
Well, if there are no objections, then I suppose the only thing left to say is... Lynette, Traveler, welcome to the team.
It appears the Lefebvre family was very particular in their use of insignias and emblems. The family would use different emblems to mark differences in status, blood relation, and the like. In fact, the insignia that was discovered on the pendant was used to represent an illegitimate child.
It's highly likely. That very status might have been what allowed him to emerge from the fall of his family relatively unscathed. It would also explain why he was able to assume a new identity as a researcher with relative ease.
We discovered something interesting, though. After talking to some of his co-workers, it appears he pretty much works at the Institute in name only. He's practically been cast out.
Apparently, Pierre was once addicted to synth. He tried to use the resources at the Institute to create a substance with a similar effect.
What does it do?
He claimed it was just for research purposes, but the Institute revoked his access to the relevant materials regardless. He was placed on disciplinary leave, pending a thorough investigation of his actions. But it seems the Institute ran into some trouble along the way. Could have been a lack of personnel or a timing issue. In any case, they had to table their formal investigation into Pierre. Unfortunately, that also included reporting any relevant information to the higher authorities. As for his family background, it appears none of his co-workers at the Institute were aware of that, and other than the pendant, we didn't find anything else of note at his residence in Poisson. Based on the samples of imitation synth we've been able to analyze, it appears the substance leaves behind strong traces wherever it's produced or stored.
Okay, so
Those
elemental
traces
physics
might
will
not
help.
be obvious to the casual observer, but they're not something our guard poodles would miss. Pierre's home, though, came up completely clean. We didn't find any records indicating possible
Okay,
involvement
they're
in
up,
overseas transactions either. So, the Marechaussee Phantom didn't view him as a major suspect at first.
Maybe he had a separate, dedicated area where he made the imitation synth.
Well, his neighbors did say he was often gone for long stretches of time. You would think with him out and about so much, people would have spotted him around Poisson, but residents said they barely ever saw him in town. If his reclusive nature was just a matter of keeping a low profile, I guess it would make sense for him to have a secret base to carry out his business.
After he disappeared, the guards conducted a thorough search of Poisson, but they didn't come across any suspicious locations.
Poisson. You know Hotel de Boer, where I first found Bonnie? To get there from Poisson, you have to cross a stretch of ocean. It's not somewhere a cat could just wander off on its own.
A cat? You mean...
Bonnie is Pierre's cat.
Oh, that's right! When the Marechaussee Phantom first tracked him down, I remember there being something about a cat in their report. So this is her?
From what we've learned about Pierre's habits, he doesn't seem like the type to venture out without a purpose. So what you're saying, Lynette,
Hear
is
me
that
out.
Bonnie couldn't have gone missing in Poisson.
What if the cat is
If
Pierre?
that's true, then...
Exactly. Bonnie might even know where it is.
I mean, I'm probably coping
think the
with, I don't
cat
know,
can
what does
lead
this
us there?
imitation stuff do?
But she's not trained
What
like
if
one
he
of our
transformed
guard
himself
poodles.
into a cat?
How is she supposed to understand what we want her to
Because
Meow. Meow meow. Meow? Near the coast, the beach, and beneath the cliffs. The place we're looking for is most likely north of the Court of Fontaine.
Well, I've certainly never taken a witness statement like this before.
Well, if it works out, maybe it's something worth getting used to.
Cats and humans are actually pretty alike. When it comes to communication, most of what we want to convey can be accomplished through body language alone. But humans tend to rely too much on speech to ever take advantage of that fact. Of course, body language has its limitations. You're not going to be able to get across anything too complicated.
The important thing is that we now have a lead. Let's try and find a place that matches the clues Bonnie gave us.
sorry, but I had to. I had to. Oh, that's right near the teleport. Nice.
Seems like Bonnie is trying to take us somewhere.
Come on, man, you're too slow.
Gardenex ahead.
Look out!
Oh, hello, guys.
I got you covered. Check this out.
Dare to mess with me?
Can't fool me.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Fracture.
I'll settle this. Our bond is strong.
Don't get too close. Cyclone.
Too late for...
Hey,
Check this out.
what were you doing?
Here's backup.
Really? More?
Gears of the storm.
Bitch, hey, I'm attacking you.
Bring it on. Confess.
Out of my way. We'll see.
Cyclone.
Stand with me!
Don't... Ah!
Hey! Don't interrupt me right now.
I got you covered! Fracture!
Get the fuck out of my way.
Wow, Lynette, you found this place so easily. If I thought there was any chance you'd say yes, I'd recruit you into the Special Patrol here and now. No questions asked.
Sounds familiar. I pretty much receive letters daily from people trying to poach her from me.
Let's just focus on our search. There's a lot to investigate.
Aha! Just as we thought. This is where the imitation synth was being made. Looks like he's got more than just imitation synth stashed around here. In addition to the raw materials needed to synthesize the substance itself, there's a large quantity of cleaning agents and a few drugs I haven't been able to identify. These cleaning agents are likely used to dispel traces of the substance, like its smell. The Special Patrol did some digging into imitation synth. Our records indicate that it's very difficult for ordinary people to detect traces left behind by the stuff. I'm sure that was the case for Pierre as well. It must have taken a considerable amount of time and skill to ensure all those traces get washed away. But what are these other drugs for?
Hey, what are you doing?
The material these bags are made of, it's quite rare. It's the very same, actually. Romaritime flower fiber. But there's something special about the composition of these bags. I took a closer look, and it appears they're not only waterproof, but also corrosion and leak resistant. Even the strings look specially designed to keep the bags closed nice and tight. I came across some bags made of the same material just now. Very similar, actually. Normally, it would be easy for a guard poodle to sniff out the imitation synth, but if it was sealed away in a bag like that, it might be possible to elude detection for some time. But what could these big bags be for then? If the goal is to keep the imitation synth hidden and sealed away, these bags seem a bit too conspicuous.
Oh, there isn't that. Are you talking with the cat again?
When the Marechaussee Phantom searched Pierre's house, there... You're right. Only the lower halves of the barrels appear to have been submerged in water.
Based on the various ingredients we've found, this appears to be where Pierre was cooking up his imitation synth.
Bro, it's right in the open. How has no one ever seen him?
Rid of any residual traces.
So then
it's not even underground or in a domain. It's literally in the open.
And took it somewhere else for the drop-off.
What kind of stupid criminal is he?
I don't believe our suspect is the kind of person who'd go around carrying incriminating evidence with him. That would potentially create too many eyewitnesses. The cleaning agent and the sealed bags might get past the guard poodles. But if a member of the public or even a guard on patrol happened to see him during the drop-off, a quick search would reveal everything.
That's what I'm
still
saying.
A very risky operation.
The barrels we found were wet around the base, but the top half was dry. As if they'd been standing upright in the water. If you put a barrel in the water...
Yes. With flotation rings around the body of the barrels, they'd stay upright in the water. And then, he could afford to load them more fully.
You think he used floating barrels? I suppose if he acted at night, when there are very few other boats around and visibility is low, it's a valid theory. We can't rule it out.
But then, wouldn't the barrels be carried off by the waves or the currents? How would the person doing the pickup know where to look?
Traveler, can you come take a dip in the sea with me? I have a feeling that somewhere down there, we might find some rope. If a rope can be used to keep a pet from running away, then why not a barrel?
Oh, you want me to swim? Bet.
The wreckage of a small boat? This isn't the place. This isn't the place.
There's the only three I see. Is there any something else?
Got it. Time to go up and report. As expected, we found a few pieces of rope and some anchoring stones underwater. If you attach them to a floating barrel, it would look like this. With this anchoring system, it would be possible to use floating barrels for the drop-off. You would just need to drop them in the water at the agreed-upon location. We also came across the wreckage of a small boat. It must have been left out on the water and capsized due to the force of the wind and waves. Its small size, however, would have made it perfect for staying undetected.
Let's talk this through. Based on the evidence we've collected, it seems like Pierre would row a small boat out.
It could be that he was trying to avoid meeting up with his associate face to face. As one of the sole survivors of the Lefebvre family, maybe he was just used to that sort of elusive lifestyle.
It seems like Pierre deliberately chose the floating barrel method so that the goods could be dropped off and picked up at separate times. That way, the two parties wouldn't have to meet each other.
Well, if that's the case, they must not have a very close working relationship.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Assumptions can be detrimental to solving a case. It's possible they were just trying to keep a low profile. Two boats sailing to the same location at once could be too conspicuous. The most important thing is that we can now confirm Pierre wasn't acting alone. The floating barrel drop-off system is proof enough of that. Let's say for now that he was only in charge of producing.
Since we've determined that the goods were transported by boat, maybe we can track down some travel logs or something.
We can certainly check the various ports for that information. Absolutely. Before Pierre disappeared, we made sure to investigate all sorts of outward-bound vessels. We also had port authorities keep a lookout for anything suspicious. Unfortunately, we were never able to find out how they managed to get the imitation synth across the border. You're right. Whatever vessel was used for the pickup, the person responsible for smuggling the substance out of Fontaine would have had to use a larger vessel for the actual transport. That's the only way they would be able to smuggle on a large enough scale to make a profit.
Maybe they were underwater?
They must have found a way to disguise the imitation synth to clear port. Exactly. We can't let any opportunities slip through the cracks. Although, given the amount of ports that could be involved, we should probably split up.
I'll run home and ask some of my brothers and sisters to try and dig up some information.
I should also head back and update my platoon on our progress. I'll grab some reinforcements while I'm at it. Lynette, Traveler, why don't you head to Lumideus Harbor and see what you can find out?
All right. Come on, Bonnie. You too.
Hey!
Oh, Lynette, Traveler. And Bonnie, too. What brings you all here?
Did something happen?
She looks completely different in this outfit.
I see.
I preferred you in the dress, to be honest.
Thank you for
You
everything
look
you're
way
doing for the
better.
people of Fontaine. I'm in charge of guarding the port. You mentioned you were after some travelogues, right?
That dress
fetch those
fits
for
you
you.
so much better, if I gotta be honest.
Looks like I've got another hard day of work ahead of me. No, not usually. It's this incident that happened recently. Before that, everything was normal. All we had to do was confiscate anything suspicious and we could call it a day. Pretty simple stuff. But things are much more complicated now. We somehow let suspicious cargo pass through the port undetected. Not even our guard poodles were able to sniff it out. Even worse, we still don't know how the perpetrator was able to conceal the goods so well.
By suspicious cargo, do you mean imitation synth?
Yep. However, prohibited substances are just one example. We confiscate all sorts of contraband during the course of our inspections. Or at least, we're supposed to.
So what happens to the goods you confiscate?
Oh, we keep them in a storage locker. If they turn out to be something particularly dubious, we'll turn them over to the Maison Orderly. If the goods are only slightly suspicious but could otherwise be harmless, like raw materials that could potentially be used to create contraband, we return them to the ship they were confiscated from, instead of letting them pass through the port.
Sorry for the wait. These are the travelogues for all the recent activity at the port.
Oh, you brought Gerard with you.
Actually, he followed me here himself. It's like he smells something on me. Huh. I wonder why Gerard is reacting to you two so strongly.
Huh? We were so careful not to touch it, but we still ended up with traces on us. If it leaves a residue so easily, I just don't understand how the culprit was able to disguise the goods at all.
Why don't you have a look at the travelogues first? All ships coming in and out of the port are recorded here, except for the ones the port authorities ride to and from work.
The Humane Society. Their name is all over the exit logs. The purpose for leaving
Imagine
is
if
always
that
listed
guy
as overseas adoption.
that was with us at the beginning,
director of the
that was
organization
PR
explained that,
himself.
actually.
Imagine,
He said a lot of the cat
imagine.
and dog breeds unique to Fontaine are also very popular overseas.
That would be so crazy.
So his organization
Lamau.
offers an overseas adoption program.
Like he came to us and we didn't even knew that
the
he's a
director of
fucking
the
criminal.
Humane Society was the man who came looking for Bonnie earlier. Have you figured it out too, Traveler? The way the criminal disguised the goods? When Bernard asked to take a closer look at Bonnie, he was actually checking whether there was any imitation synth in her stomach.
Wait, what?
The sealed bags we found at the secret base. There were gaps around the lids of the barrels, and airbags were used to keep them upright in the water. Those drug shovers found at the secret base. She most likely didn't recognize them because they're not used on human beings. It's an anesthetic used on pets. The perpetrator must have given it to the animals.
Pure.
Must have made the animals swallow the sealed bags full of imitation synth at his secret base. Then, he stuffed them into floating barrels and left the rest to Bernard.
The sealed bags combined with an animal's body odor would certainly be enough to mask the scent of imitation synth.
During our inspections, we would have never thought to inspect the bellies of those animals for anything suspicious. Even if we tried to feel around for something, I'm sure it would be difficult to detect.
Exactly. I bet Bernard even transported animals with synth in their stomach alongside ones without. That way, it would be even harder to say with certainty that something was amiss. She's probably in the clear. Otherwise, Bernard would have never left without her. I'm guessing he didn't know whether Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth before he fled. Just imagine. He sees the notice we put in the Steambird, and it turns out that one of the very cats he gave to Pierre for the smuggling operation is out in the open, roaming the streets of Fontaine. If Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth, then Bonnie would practically be living proof of their crimes. He would have had no choice but to go after her.
So, that's why he came to find you, and insisted on taking a closer look at the cat.
Wait a second, I'm a little lost here. I get the part about hiding the substance in the pets, but those... what did you call them again? Floating barrels? Why even put the animals in there in the first place? If you've got something as convenient as a floating barrel, why not just stuff it with the imitation synth directly? Why not wait to hide the stuff until after the exchange has been made?
In order to make sure the animals could swallow the sealed bags, they made them extremely thin. Had they not done that, the animals would have likely bitten or chewed through them. That step would have required a lot of energy, as well as a certain amount of technical expertise. So, it was better left to the more experienced Pierre. We've already proven how easy it is to pick up trace amounts of imitation synth, so I'm sure Bernard was taking all the precautions he could to avoid the same fate.
Okay. Then, let's head to the Humane Society right away and bring that guy to justice. I'll bring a Gardamek to speed up the process.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence. There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing. Huh. My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen.
So where do we need to go? Ah, I missed. So that guy is the bad guy.
There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing.
So that dude is sus, huh? Come on, let me check. Are there no chests here? Hey, what is that? Wait, hey, let me go outside. How do I come outside? What is that? Wait, again? Holy Jesus. I don't think I can jump there. Okay, easy, easy. Ah! What the hell? Hey, let me go up. Hey, where's the wind? Where's the wind current? No, no, I don't want to go down. No. No, fuck. God damn it. Sorry, I got distracted a bit. Let's try again. Let's go! I got him! I got him! Got him! Let's go, boys! Let's go! We got him! Didn't even know it was here. Oh, that's one more hydroculi. And now we're going back to the quests. But it's right in the city. Wow. They're doing it right in the open as well, eh? That is very stupid of them.
My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
So where do I need to go?
The headquarters of the Humane Society should be somewhere around here. Bernard could show up any moment now.
Oh, you're the people from earlier. Wait, you're from The guards?
After him! We can't let him get away!
Oh, okay. Hey, oh, Lynette. I knew you were bad. Robert, stop him! Let's go. Finally you do what
Give
you're
it up,
supposed.
Bernard.
Mercy. Have mercy. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything I know.
The Humane Society has done so much good over the years, and yet you have committed such an atrocious deed in its name.
Look, I didn't have a choice, okay? My father cared about those blasted animals so much, he didn't bother to take care of his human wife and son at all. While those animals were showered with love, I lived worse than a dog.
No one asked. Tell me, how did you first get to know Pierre?
Well, after I took over the Humane Society, it gradually became harder and harder to maintain its operations. Until one day, someone suddenly passed me a letter. It said that I could stand to get a large sum of money as long as I helped them to transport some animals abroad. It was only after a few such transports that I finally understood what I was really transporting. But then, Pierre wrote to me, saying that we were already partners in crime and that I better keep cooperating with him if I didn't want to be reported to the guards. I would order wooden barrels and flotation devices according to his instructions, and then load the sleeping animals onto a boat. Once I sailed to the location he provided, I would dump everything together into the sea. And a few days after that, I'd come by again in my boat and pick up the animals sleeping in the barrels. Once I had received enough of them, I'd bring them to the harbor to be adopted abroad. That guy Pierre, he was running the entire show. He set up all the meeting times and found all the foreign adopters. Oh, and he even supplied all of the goods too. I just did the transport. He was the one who planned out and executed everything else. Look, I don't know, okay? I've never ever met him in person. We've only ever communicated through letters.
And when did he send his final letter to you?
Just last night, he said that the Marechaussee Phantom is now after him, so he's planning to go into hiding for some time. He didn't mention where he's thinking about going, though, but he did tell me to look out for the guards.
It's been a few days since Pierre's last appearance. I'd wager that he sent that letter after he found his hiding spot.
I burned them. It was on his orders. I had to burn every letter after reading them. I wasn't even allowed to share them with the rest of the Society employees.
Sure sounds like you're trying to use the lack of witnesses or evidence to pin the blame on Pierre.
No, I swear, this time I'm only telling you the truth.
Well, we can check the truth of your statements at the Opera House. I hope you know what'll be coming for you if I were to find any discrepancy between the evidence and the testimony you just gave.
I know, I swear I was just telling the truth.
My thanks to you both. Had it not been for you, I really don't know what would have happened to this case.
Bonnie helped, too.
That's true. It was all thanks to her that Bernard was finally exposed. And it looks like she's grown quite fond of you two as well. Then I'll leave you be. Just let me know if you find any other new leads.
I feel like there's something I forgot to do. I tidied the courtyard, put the tea on. It's probably just my mind playing tricks on me. How about we go for a nice meal sometime? My treat, of course. I feel like there's something I forgot to do. I tidied the courtyard, put the tea on. It's probably just my mind playing tricks on me.
It was that obvious, huh? Well,
Oh, the hearts are
even though it
going.
didn't feel like Bernard was lying, after talking to him, I'm getting an even stronger sense that something's not quite right. We investigated so quickly that perhaps we've missed a thing or two along the way. Let me activate deduction mode and consider things again from the top to see if we can find anything new. Is there still anything unresolved or strange that we should try to consider? Well, we've discovered that Bernard is responsible for the trafficking, while Pierre deals with supplying the goods. Is there something else in this scheme that we're missing?
Oh, not again.
There's no need to rush. The Marechaussee Phantom found Bonnie and the Lefebvre pendant at Pierre's residence. That was the beginning point of our investigation. There's no need to rush. Bernard claims... There's no need to rush.
I'm really bad at this.
Now behave, and follow me to the interrogation room.
Ow! That hurt. Ow!
Ah, damn it.
Is everything really over? I still feel like... Also... no good. I've still got nothing, and I'm nearly out of energy. Alright. Let's go to the Humane Society, before my energy for today completely runs out.
Hey, your heart's really... Aww, that is adorable. Let's go, Primo Gems. Okay, so what do we got? Oh, yeah, there's ending right there. Oh, what is a lot? We did a lot. Yeah, this other one is tough.
Just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Huh. I didn't like that.
Oh, I can skip, yeah, I can see it.
Clearly, there's some design flaws to iron out. Let's see... Back to the drinks reception. Nope, I said it was your decision. I'm not gonna waste any more energy dragging my feet. Besides, the drinks reception is technically part of the job as an official publicity event. So, if I bail on it, I might get sued for breach of contract, and that would be a huge pain in the butt. One other thing. Do you want to come with me? If you're free, I mean. Mm-hmm. Thanks.
There you are, Lynette! Where did you disappear to? Leone and I have been looking everywhere for you. Wait, where did you
Bro,
get
you
the
two
cat?
literally are the same.
I found her outside. Do either of you happen to recognize her?
I don't think so. Could belong to one of the guests, I suppose.
Fair enough. It was a long shot.
So sorry we couldn't help you, Lynette.
Don't worry. We'll ask around for you. Leone's probably just being forgetful.
Maybe you could leave her with us. We'll take her to the reception desk and see if they know anything. And if not, we'll just keep looking.
Sure. I would help, but I'm a little preoccupied. Sorry to dump this on you.
It's no trouble at all. We're happy to help however we can.
Also, if it's no trouble, I mean, could we maybe get an autograph? And maybe a photo too?
Leone! You can't spring that on her now. Not while she's working. At least wait until the event's finished. One last thing, Lynette. Director Mary is looking for you. We'll take the cat to the front desk now. See you later.
I'm not usually required at these kinds of events, so I don't even have an event mode. Alright, guess I better go see the director.
Spectacular choreography, a masterpiece of mise-en-scène, and the performance, oh my, groundbreaking, dripping with je ne sais quoi. My congratulations on another magnificent show, sir.
Yes, I for one was particularly captivated by the clearly allegorical narrative undertones. The Lost Puppet shines a spotlight on the impact of technological advances in our modern society, particularly as they relate to changing modes of emotional expression and the challenge of mutual intelligibility. Such a pioneering work, so far ahead of its time. A tour de force of avant-garde theater.
I can already see the headlines of tomorrow's newspapers. They will certainly be singing your praise, Director Mariyu.
But it was a group effort, of course. To convey emotions in a silent show with no facial expressions, the entire cast had to go above and beyond. Everyone truly outdid themselves.
Speaking of the cast, Jillian, another strong performance from you in Director Mariyu's latest show, as of course we've all come to expect from your numerous successful collaborations to date.
That's quite an overstatement. I've only ever played supporting roles.
On that point, you stated a few months ago in an interview that you were looking to secure a leading role in your next show. What led you to the decision to stay in a supporting role this time around?
We had a discussion about
you look
this,
like a bad
and
guy.
while Lynette
You look
had
like a bad guy.
previously performed in an acting role, we were blown away by her talent, and she was a perfect fit for this character. Quite simply, this was the role she was born to play.
Exactly. I was honored to share the stage with her. Lynette worked extremely hard in all of the rehearsals, and she's an incredibly talented actress.
Oh, Lynette's back!
Hey, Lynette, where have you been?
Were you in standby mode? Some reports say you switched that state to recharge after a show.
Ah, method acting, of course. Such a compelling portrayal of a mechanical puppet could only be achieved by an actor who lives and breathes their role even while offstage.
Those seemingly stilted movements were in fact an inspired portrayal of the character. The ostensibly bad acting, in reality, was the product of supreme acting skill.
Oh, I went outside and there was this cat there, so I played with the cat for a bit.
A cat? We've lost.
This show looks on track to break box office records for avant-garde theater. Lynette, any words for the fans?
Not really, no.
I believe Lynette is trying to say that the act of performance itself is the actor's true means of connecting with their fans.
Oh, I see. Lynette, any comments?
Right, exactly.
But don't you want the fans to know how you're feeling right now, after the hugely successful opening of your first ever show?
That's true.
I'm sure the fans would love to learn a bit more about you, too.
How interesting.
Damn.
Lynette, how do you find acting compares with performing in a magic show?
What does the future
She's
hold for
not
you,
calm
Lynette?
at all, bro. I just fell with the cards.
Yeah, it's just... It's a power-saving mode for participating in conversation at tea parties.
Literally, I mean every...
Normally, I can get through an entire conversation just with, Oh, that's true. And how interesting. But at a tea party, I'm not normally subjected to a constant stream of questions. The energy consumption of that interview just now was 3 times as much as the average tea party. I think I'd rather pray that I never have to do it again.
Lynette, Director Mariu would like you to join the group photo to commemorate the successful opening of the show.
A group photo?
It's just the members of the troupe, along with Maloney and Corentin. Everyone's waiting for you.
Alright then. See you in a minute.
3, 2, 1, smile.
My thanks to each and every one of you here for your help in making The Lost Puppet a success. The group photo is already being printed as I speak. You can collect your copy from the first floor after the drinks reception concludes. May it serve as a reminder of this fabulous performance every time you see it.
Mariu! Get over here. Let's have another drink. There's a few things I need you to glance over for me.
I thought the group photo was the final hurdle. Well, at least there's no more people hounding me with questions. I just need to find somewhere to switch to standby mode, and the time will fly by. I hope.
Can I buy something? No new recipes? No, okay, I guess. Six. I don't know. Okay, thank you very much. Is that Farina?
Hotel de Bour's Ile Flottante is as wonderfully sweet as ever.
Traveler? Lynette? Oh, wait, hold on. What do you mean, managed to get an invite? I'm an expert in the dramatic arts. Of course I was invited.
Naturally, people wanted to hear my comments on the emerging art form that is the Masked Mime Show. Remarkable, and a very worthwhile artistic endeavor. Exploring a character with no lines or facial expressions who can only communicate how they feel through their movement. Your performance was beyond anything I could have imagined, Lynette. Clearly, this was a very suitable role for you indeed.
Huh?
Hmm?
No, it's nothing. Please go.
Oh, basically, I think I'd give it a positive review overall. Just not as gushing as the crowd downstairs.
So, you thought they were pretty over the top too?
In fairness, it's normal to bring along some vocal supporters for publicity when a new show opens, but still, this was something else. Then again, I'm no specialist in avant-garde theater. Maybe I'm just not well acquainted with their review criteria. Or maybe it's because I came to the show with some preconceived expectations. I did happen to see the original draft of Maryu's script a while back.
What original draft?
Oh? He didn't show it to you? It must have been a few months ago. He came to me to get some advice from an experienced performer's perspective, and then asked if I could write a few reviews of his new play. I had a lot on my plate at the time, so I had to turn him down. I only skimmed a few sections, but they seemed quite different from the final version. I can't say I remember the plot, but I don't know. The protagonist just seemed more complex, I guess. Especially in the last two scenes. Still a mechanical puppet on the outside, of course, but she seemed to have more emotional depth on the inside.
Emotional depth?
Oh, I'm just thinking aloud here. Don't take it to heart. Besides, a script and a play are two very different beasts. There are so many fine details to consider when turning a story into a stage production. More than most people could imagine. Especially with a novel art form like a masked mime show. I'm sure Maryu had his reasons for the changes he made. Change of topic. I see you've escaped the crowds to seek refuge on the second floor. Fame can be overwhelming at first, can't it? Perhaps you'd benefit from hearing about the experiences of a veteran celebrity such as myself.
No thanks, I'm good. Pretty sure this will be my first and last time in this situation.
Hey, at least let me finish. I have top tips on dealing with belligerent reporters, slipping away to hunt down snacks during the intermission.
Tell me everything.
First, take a seat, mon ami. We must partake of Hotel de Boer's fine desserts as we talk, lest they go to waste.
That was very educational.
Oh, it's Farina. What did you
Most of the
expect?
people downstairs have left by now. Time to grab my copy of the group photo and get home.
There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing. Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence.
The photo must be in this envelope right here. It's finally over. Thank you for sticking around for so long. If it wasn't for you, I don't know how I would have standby moded my way through the last few hours.
Oh, I get you. I get you.
It's fine. It's just... It was such a minor thing. While I was on stage, there was a moment when I felt like someone was looking at me. It was only for an instant, and I didn't even see who it was. But somehow, I knew it was a look of contempt. I got a vague sense of it again during the reception. Like someone was giving me an evil stare. But I couldn't figure out who it was. Normally, I'm used to lurking in the shadows on the stage and spying on other people. Or someone just took a disliking to me for no real reason. Okay, problem solved. I'm gonna take the... You have destroyed this work of art. Stepped down from the leading role at once. I don't think we're gonna find any more clues here. Yes, let's.
I can't believe how well the whole Lynette's debut acting role thing worked out. Even the avant-garde box office is lapping it up.
How could I ever have doubted you? If you hadn't stuck to your guns and kept sending those invitations, this opportunity would have passed us by.
See? I told you. All the times she'd refused in the past were all the more reason to keep inviting her, because it turns into a big talking point. Can you imagine if you'd gone with Jillian? You'd have been lucky to get half the ticket sales you've ended up with.
True. Well, Jillian still needs to get a few more productions under her belt.
Do you have a moment, Director Mario?
Oh! Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Oh, and is that the legendary Traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here to discuss the show with the director? Oh, you're a talented and hard-working actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews. I'll leave you artists to discuss your work in peace. Maryu, make sure you give your star performer and her friend your full attention.
I certainly will. Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troupe on her shoulders.
Mr. Maloney. An investor or something, I think. I've never asked him.
So, what can I do for the two of you? I'm afraid I'll have to dash soon as I'm meeting some friends from the newspaper. Otherwise, I'd love to stay longer.
We heard that the original script for The Lost Puppet was quite different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Oh, well, this is a surprise. I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing. It's not uncommon for scripts to undergo major changes as they're being brought to the stage. But I'm afraid there's not much to tell you in this case. The protagonist has stayed the same from the beginning to end. A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a sensitive soul. A stranger in time who doesn't belong. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist, and the protagonist is you. The success of one is the success of the other, and that's what made this show an artistic triumph.
Sorry, you've lost me. Can you put it in plain words?
All right then. Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all. You shouldn't give your attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you already have clarity. The current script is the final version because it is the best version, and your performance best brings that script to life. Why, if it weren't for you, I doubt any audience... What letter? Oh my goodness! Destroyed this work of art? Really?
Well, Director Mariyu, any idea who might have written it?
No. Who on earth would write such nonsense? Absolutely not. Without...
Yeah, maybe Jillian could fill in for me for a while.
What? No way. Out of the question. The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian can't... She's just not what the audience is looking for. Ah, I've got it. It's a competitor. Yes, this letter must be from a competitor of ours who's trying to get under Lynette's skin. You can't lie low. That's just what they want you to do. The moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into overdrive and drag us through the mud. They're just waiting for their chance to kick us while we're down.
A competitor? Really?
Definitely. Those lowlifes. Slander and libel are all their specialties. They drown out the truth with a flood of misinformation. And they stop at nothing once they get... There's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to attract haters. No matter what you do to try and keep everyone happy. But don't worry. I will get to the bottom of this. Stay strong, Lynette, and keep up the good work on stage. I have to go and meet my friends from the newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
So, a competitor, huh? I kinda doubt it. We've dealt with those types before. Usually their goal is to steal our venue for their own show, or to cover up a scandal by planting a story to divert public attention. But at the moment, I don't think anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff. Let alone pull a stunt like this. A threat letter is quite extreme. Besides, when I felt that evil stare, I'm pretty sure it was coming from somewhere backstage. So that rules out a lot of people. I'm actually more concerned about Mariyu, especially since Maloney mentioned that the initial plan was to cast Jillian as the lead. Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well as an original script.
And it's her.
Yep. She told me she lives in the Flow of Sandra.
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome here.
I've been to the Fleuve Sandra plenty of times before. This is the first I'm hearing about me not being welcome.
Things are different around here. You might be used to a crowd of bootlicking morons fawning over you wherever you go, but not down here. We know what you are.
Bootlicking morons? I don't know. I've never met this kid before.
Gina, stop that! Go home now!
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you? That had nothing to do with Lynette. If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again!
Jillian!
Hey, you stupid kid, go home.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
She literally speaks the same as most Twitter community of Genshin.
And a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
It's okay. I have younger siblings too, so I get it. She's in her rebellious phase, huh? If you let angsty kids get you riled up, they'll drain all your energy. So don't worry, I won't let it get to me.
Well, this situation's a little different in this case, but still, thank you. So, what brings you to the Fleuve Sandra?
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally supposed to play the lead.
Maloney, huh? Of course he couldn't keep his mouth shut. I'm sorry. I never mentioned it because Director Mariu was very clear that... What's this? I don't know, who would do something like this?
Don't be scared, Jillian. Just tell us what you know.
Okay, I'll try.
I thought you did.
It's true. I was originally cast as the lead in The Lost Puppet. I've worked with Director Mariu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences and critics never had much to say about me. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing either. A few months ago, Mariu started working on a new show, so I plucked up the courage to ask him if I could take the leading role. He was hesitant, but he agreed to let me try for the part. We did a few rehearsals, everything seemed to be going okay, but then...
There's been a change of plan, Jillian. The leading role will now be played by Lynette.
Lynette? But she always turns these things down, doesn't she?
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity. Jillian, I understand how you must be feeling. But Maloney and myself have to do what's best for the production as a whole. Next time, the lead will be yours. I promise.
I was incredibly disappointed at first, but I also know full well that
what if it was her daughter? Well, it's just so hard to you just now.
How could we ever convince people to pay money to go and see a masked mime show? And if the show was
I think it was her daughter.
Leading role, how would I answer
Is the only
to
logical
the
sense.
rest of the cast? Then I got to meet you on stage and found that you're really down to earth, in a way that not many celebrities are. You were kind to everyone, and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
By wasn't bad, you mean it wasn't great either. So, I'm guessing Mariu changed the script to simplify the protagonist, make her a dumbed-down version of the mechanical puppet that I could actually play.
He did make some changes to the script, yes. Jaik, one of the other actors. He likes to collect Dr. Mariu's old drafts because he hopes to be a director himself one day. He also lives nearby. I can arrange for you to meet him at the tavern.
Makes sense. I always see him talking to Mariyu. Alright, see you at the tavern then.
Yeah!
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Jillian brought me up to speed on the situation. I'm here to help however I can. That's always the way with pen and paper drafts. Even the final script is full of last-minute changes by the director. There should be a cleaner copy of the original script in here somewhere. Sorry, it's all a bit mixed up. I just grabbed the whole stack of paper since I was in a rush.
No problem. Now activating search mode. I'll go through one page at a time.
Oh, we're literally playing gacha in here. Oh my god, it's horrible.
The protagonist returns to the ruins where she began, and yep. Jillian.
What? Are you serious? But the next show is at the Opera Epiclese.
But not such a rare one for me, though, right?
That's different. This isn't you as part of a magic duo. It's a chance to star as the main character in a show. You'll reach whole new heights of fame.
Fame in small doses has its perks, but too much and I'll get overloaded. But if you play the lead, the fame will be yours, and I get to be free. Sounds like a win-win, don't you think?
It'll never work. There's no way Director Mariyu or Maloney would ever agree to it. The set for Act 4 would need to change, as would all the marketing materials. And that would mean asking Maloney for a lot more Mora. Changing actors at the last minute is just too risky. If anything went wrong, it could bankrupt the whole troupe. Plus, Maloney's friends have already published a ton of articles saying how this is the role that Lynette was born to play. No one else can play the protagonist now. If Lynette quit the show and I took her place... If Lynette left, they'd sooner stop the whole show than let me take her place.
Stop the whole show? But all the people in the troupe, months and months of everyone's hard work would all be for nothing.
You do? What did... That's a bold plan. I'm in.
You know, it's a little crazy, but it might actually work.
No way! It's not worth taking such a huge risk just for a chance to be in the spotlight.
Jillian, you said before, Whatever disappointment I had left, I wasn't about to take out on you. In other words, that disappointment is still there, but you've kept it bottled up inside. Be honest. You still hope to play the leading role, don't you?
But the thought of putting so many people out just for my sake?
You think they'd be put out? That's not how I see it.
Jillian, you were more dedicated than anyone during the rehearsals for the original script. We all saw how hard you worked for this role. And I think you know that unless we decide to make a stand here, the path we're on is only going to take us further and further from our dreams, all of us. So take it from me, you would not be putting us out. Not one bit.
You guys... Okay. Let's do it. I will play my part.
Yes! I knew you'd come around. All right, I'll let the rest of the troupe know, and we'll start preparing immediately.
Wonderful. This solves everything.
Wait, but what about the threat letter? Do you have any idea who sent it?
As long as we stick to the plan, I'll give up the lead role, so it won't matter anymore, right?
But surely you want to know who it's from. If they're out there and no one's keeping an eye on them, what if they come looking for you?
I doubt they will. It's supposed to be a threat, but they didn't even say what would happen if I don't meet their demands. Plus, the handwriting is kind of childish. Doesn't look like a professional intimidator to me. Who knows? Maybe it was just a fan of yours having a moment.
A fan? Of me?
Maybe there's someone out there who really appreciates your talent. It's getting late. Come on.
I think it was her daughter who wrote it.
I'm such an idiot.
Yes, yes,
Sorry
you
for manhandling you. You looked like you were nothing gets past you.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
I'm so sorry.
I guess she must have snuck into the drinks reception and overheard our conversation with Farina. She idolizes Jillian, both as an older sister and an actress. And she watched as the dream role Jillian had been waiting to play for so long got snatched away from her by some amateur who's never acted before. To make matters worse, all the critics were hailing this amateur as a perfect fit for the role. And even Fontaine's former biggest star was praising her abilities. Yeah.
See, I told you. I knew it right away. I knew it right away.
Like I said, getting angry at angsty teenagers is draining. Besides, if it was my younger brother or sister and they found out I'd been treated unfairly or had an opportunity stolen from me, I was in Jillian's position once. Back when Linny and I were starting out, before we got famous, we just had to take things a day at a time. Doing our shows, slowly trying to build up our reputation. So I can understand Gina's frustration. Still, she could definitely use some pro tips on how to write a threat letter. No, the way she looks at me is indignant, frustrated, but not malicious. Plus, she didn't even try to hide how she felt. Whoever was giving me that evil stare was backstage. Blending into the crowd at a drinks reception is one thing, but trying to blend in backstage, where everyone's on high alert waiting to be called on stage, would be a lot more difficult. We'll find out who it is before too long. In 2 days' time, at the next show, I think it will become very clear. On that note, guess I'll see you at the Opera House. Bye for now.
Oh my god, wait again, really? Ah, Jesus.
My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Oh, 2 standard wedges. Oh, thank you very much. Come on, just give me K, a constellation or something. No? I guess not.
you're here. Lynette and Jillian are busy getting ready, so please come with me.
That puppet in the middle, is that Lynette? She's so pretty.
It's starting. Keep your voice down.
Wow, I thought it would be hard to follow, but in the end it was actually very clear.
Even though her face was expressionless and she didn't speak the whole time, I felt like I could really understand how the protagonist was feeling.
What,
Director
again?
Mario
Really?
is a master of his craft. And so is the actress in
The same
role.
person?
I have a
Okay,
friend
are
who
you
saw the
watching
show
my
on the
stream
opening
right
day.
now?
They
Because
thought
this
the
is
critics
really sus. It's the
overstated
same
how good it
person
was,
again.
But I gotta say, the
Are you one of
protagonist
the
is
people who
incredible.
watches my stream right now?
I can't believe it's only been a few days since the last show. Lynette's improved so much. Just wow! I'm speechless. Words simply cannot do justice to the sheer excellence we witnessed from Lynette on stage today.
Your penchant for the hyperbolic strikes again, Almery. Clearly you weren't at a loss for words when you were writing your article. I saw you hand it to the journalist. Trying to get your critique into the papers the moment the show is over, are you?
Well, you know how it is. The early critics get all the readers. Wouldn't you agree, Maryu?
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? The first half was a huge success. Even I could tell the acting was top tier.
My apologies, Mr. Maloney. Please excuse me for a second. I need to have a little talk with my actors.
Oh, very well. Hey, while you're at it, this might be a good time to talk future collaborations with Lynette.
Are you guys sure this is gonna work? What if Director Maryu pushes back? We're already halfway there. We can't back out now. All we need to do is stick to the plan.
What is this plan that you're so intent on hiding from me,
Director Maryu! I thought you were talking to Maloney and the critics.
Korantan and Armory have both finished their articles. I went to greet them as a mere formality, but you seem to have availed yourselves of my absence during the first half to defy me. What have you done? Was that really Lynette playing the lead role?
Ta-da!
Director Maryu? I was the one playing the lead role just now.
I switched costumes and masks with Jillian so that I could be the protagonist's companion and stay out of the limelight.
Lynette, why on earth would you do this?
You know my acting is amateur. The only reason I'm being seen as a if they'd seen me in the leading role during the first half, they wouldn't be expecting anything more. But what happens now that they've seen Jillian in the role? If you force me to play the lead in the second half, they'll be wondering, why is the actress suddenly giving such an underwhelming performance right at the climax of the whole story? These are just some of the questions that will be... There's only one way for you to save your reputation. And that's to keep Jillian as the lead all the way to the end.
Absolutely not. I'd sooner announce that we're having technical difficulties and need to stop the show. If I keep Jillian as the lead for the second half, what do you think will happen in the curtain call when she takes her mask off? Everyone will see that we've changed actors. What will your fans think? They're only here because of you, and what about all the critics who support you? If we get on the wrong side of them, it'll be the death of the whole show. There'd be tickets to refund, fines to pay for breach of contract. The whole troupe's hard work would go down the drain. Don't you see how much this would cost us? You can't just take a job on a whim, then abandon your responsibility the moment you don't feel like doing it anymore. You're playing games with other people's hopes and dreams!
Director Mariu, please. You're not being fair to Lynette.
Actually, Jillian, he's half right. I did kind of take this on a whim. But my responsibility here is making sure you get back the role that belongs to you.
And I guess part of that responsibility lies with me, considering I badgered you into accepting the job. Sorry I'm a little late to the show. Work's been keeping me pretty busy lately.
Lenny? What do you want? Do you think you can snap your fingers and make all my problems magically disappear?
That might be a little tricky, but instead, I could make something else magically appear.
What's this?
A draft complaint letter, my contract, your legal fees, reimbursement for the tickets, and an advance on the penalty fee for breach of contract. Mr. Mariu, I'm stepping down from the leading role, regardless of whether you choose to cancel the rest of today's show.
If you do suffer unforeseen financial losses from this, you're free to seek damages as per the contract. And if you want to file a lawsuit, there's a draft here that you can use if you need it.
What? I can't believe this. You're literally handing me a lawsuit against you with a straight face. Of course. All this Mora, it's a pittance to you, isn't it? Must be nice to have the luxury of prior success and fame. Look at us. We're huge stars. One minute we want to go on stage. The next we feel like backing out of the contract. But that's okay. We're famous. We can afford it. You have no respect for other people's work. You don't give a hoot how much this show means to other people. You don't even care that the whole production might have to shut down because of you.
That's not true. I do care. And I'm under no illusion as to how much this show means to you.
Oh, brilliant deduction there. Of course it means a lot to me. This is my show. That's the only reason I asked you to be in it in the first place.
Really? Then why do your eyes tell a different story? The way you look at me, it's full of contempt, almost as if I've destroyed your work of art.
What? I would never think that.
A couple days ago, I asked some associates to do some digging for me. I was interested to know who else you invited to play the lead apart from Lynette. Surprise, surprise. Turns out that all the other famous actresses you asked either had prior commitments or weren't a good fit for the role. They all turned you down.
And I would have turned you down too, if not for an unlikely set of coincidences.
You didn't send those invitations because you were looking for a better actress than Jillian, but because your investor wanted a big name in your show, right?
Director Mariu.
To get Maloney on your side, you chose to make...
I bet you were torn at first, weren't you? Do you stick to the
Get this
tried and
motherfucker
tested
out of here,
formula?
man.
Choose Lynette, use her celebrity to get the critics on your side so that you and your investors can line your pockets?
Or do you choose Jillian, so that you and your longtime collaborator can stage the show of your dreams? The original, unedited version of The Lost Puppet.
Oh, I didn't betray myself.
You mentioned prior success and fame earlier, but you're a well-known director yourself, with countless works to your name. Wouldn't that make you successful too? Or maybe, deep down, none of your current achievements really count as success to you.
Right now, you have an opportunity to send Jillian onto that stage and perform the second half as you always imagined it, faithful to your original script. Your work would be displayed for all of Fontaine to see, in its true, perfect form.
Did you say... perfect?
Or Will you act now before Maloney and the critics can protest and make your dream come true on the stage? And Jillian's dream. In fact, the dreams of the whole troupe.
The whole troupe?
Director Mariyu? Actually,
We've worked with you for many years now. We watched as you
But this is just...
Yes, we know. But then what happened? Surely you must have noticed what's happening. Maloney's friends are sycophants.
Look, I know everyone's using the same promotion.
Well, it's...
Next time, huh? Yeah. Next time, you won't use your connections. Next time, you won't pay off the critics. Next time, you'll let Julian play the lead.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If you make some...
I won't turn my back on my dreams any longer.
Me neither.
Holy Jesus.
Hi.
Huh. The plot here seems a little different from what the reviews said.
The protagonist wanted to return to the stage, so the puppets replaced all her parts with the latest ones available.
And in the end, she forgot herself amidst the applause and...
Hey, no spoilers!
Oh, Cons. Please.
No need to be so nervous, Director Mayor. But in truth, I believe...
You really thought this plan through. What's worrying me now, it's... What if people only... It feels like I've been...
We're right here with you.
Wow. Okay, this ending is much better.
I love how they brought back the set from Act 1 and gave it a whole new meaning. What a fantastic twist.
Time could always leave my mask on. No one would ever know.
Jillian, you were amazing!
Well...
Really? What looked like an actor and...
Hey, Mary!
Our articles are...
Hey now,
Hold on. The decision was mine.
Marry you.
Director Mariyu, Mr. Maloney, what on earth is going on? Why was Lynette not in the lead role? It took a lot of convincing from me for her to accept the role, and I had to turn down some big work opportunities to come and watch her performance today. You have some explaining to do.
Lenny, it was all his...
Wait! Lenny, as a matter of fact, this was a piece of performance art. In this play, the masks and costumes serve to obscure the differences between characters, and by extension, the difference between human and machine. We took that idea to the next level with an actor swap, blurring the lines between one performer and the next. So it's in service of the ambitious artistic goals of the production. It's similar to... It allows the
Hold up!
Oh,
That's probably...
Maybe so.
You must have worked it out by the...
And cancel the shit.
A very valid criticism. Plus, it looks like Jillian is about...
Maloney,
Oh, one...
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
today's
yeah.
audience...
I...
Oh, of course.
Can we just move on, please?
Thank you both so much. I always told... Just like... You're right. Anyway, I've been
Ah, yes.
I'm sorry.
Lynette,
That is an overkill. That is an overkill.
Yeah, me neither.
Wait.
Oh, do you mean when we ran into you at the Flow of Sandra? As I recall.
Oh. Well.
I understand that, but next time, maybe consider.
Got it.
Why do I feel like...
Hey, here you are. Great! Everyone's in one place. That makes this so much easier. What do you think? It's group photo time. Okay, everyone.
Oh. Am I
Lynette, Traveler, 3, 2, 1, smile!
Ah, she looks at us.
Thank you both so...
That letter?
What?
Gina?
Director, it's time for... I think we can...
Lynette,
Jillian, no!
Well, maybe.
Really?
After all. In any case.
But still... Huh?
The crew could always...
Thank you, Lynette.
Is it? Mary, you said... I'm happiest when I get to sit... Yep. Exactly.
Oh yeah, I gotta save this one for the depot. This one looks very good. It looks very good.
Huh. My intuition tells me that something very interesting is about to happen.
Okay, 2 more. Yo, I'm so high up. I've actually never been here. Oh, you can get up here. I didn't know that. Let me check something. I can't climb this. Why can't I climb this? There could be a chest over there. Nope, can't climb this either. Okay, we're 3 out of 5. We're going fast.
Now behave, and follow me to the
Ow! That hurt. Ow!
Is everything... I still feel also... no good. I've still got nothing, and I'm nearly out of energy. Alright. Let's go to the Humane Society.
Man, how do I get a 20, bro? One of these cards has to be 20, but which one?
Was that all? We investigated... Is there still anything... The Mars show safe in... Why would he leave such an obvious trail for us to follow? Bernard claims... If Bonnie had imitation synth in her body, and thinking about it, Bernard only... Could it be that the person who wrote... Well, we... There's no need to rush.
Now behave, and follow me.
Ow! That hurt.
God, that was horrible. I was so close, come on.
We investigated... Is there still... The Mars show safe... Why would he... Bernard claims to... If Bonnie had imitated... And thinking about it, could it be that... Well... Yeah. The final question is... Deductive mode deactivated.
Now behave.
That hurt.
Oh, you're fucked now, bro. Yeah, you're dead. You're done. You're done.
Is there...
Huh?
I see.
Hey, what are you...
Because he has been kept in the dark all along. That never quite added up for me. Why did Pierre... Both of these things are... He probably... Unbeknownst to him, however.
What?
If you focus only on Bernard's testimony...
What?
Yep. Once they had instructed Pierre to expose himself. Of course, Pierre's... All the third person would have to do from now...
Wait.
Is...
Chevra said that they suggested, but if the disappearance is true...
Huh?
Haven't you taken this joke a bit too far? You're right.
You deliberately fed us, getting the Marshal safe, and you couldn't predict what they might pop. As someone accustomed to act, once the Phantom... It wouldn't be long until the Phantom would figure out it was probably... Still, you still... Like Bernard, you desperately wanted to confirm the contents of her stomach, so you hurried to find us. Unlike Bernard, however, you were hoping that Pierre did have the time to make her swallow a load of imitation synth. While investigating the suspect's cat, we unexpectedly discovered that the suspect has been smuggling imitation synth using living animals as intermediaries. That was your plan, and Bonnie had managed to escape before Pierre was able to stuff her full of imitation synth. That part of your plan could no longer be carried out. But as shrewd as you were, you came up with another plan right away. You manipulated the Traveler and I to help you identify Bernard as a key suspect. You used the Lefebvre name as bait to get us to join your investigation.
So, what you're saying is, I went to all that trouble just for the chance that you might put forth the suggestion that would lead you down the wrong path.
Of course, you did far more than that. Just now at Lumidu's Harbor, were you... You even highlighted the Society's activities during your compilation of the logs, so they'd be immediately visible to anyone examining the record. Moreover, the logs contained no records of the Port Authority's activities. In other words, your activities.
And what are you trying to suggest with that?
I am insinuating that you had plenty of opportunities to transfer the raw material. And that's how neither the trafficker nor the manufacturer... Pierre manufactured having received...
I can't believe it. I never put two and two together.
You've sure got an extremely lively imagination.
So what do you think she's going to say next?
But do you have any evidence?
It appears that it's quite easy to predict what you'll think or say. Then if we apply that to this case, we can also think of a few places to look for incriminating evidence. You know very well that this case will not end until Pierre is found. So you will have him commit suicide out of fear and shame to end the investigation for good. That way, you can also pin the blame for the overseas smuggling activities, but you still want to do that. The location would ideally allow you to keep the body hidden for some time while also letting you keep an eye on it. There are only so many options, especially since...
How absurd.
Elodie Lefebvre! As the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, I hereby declare you as a suspect in the case. If you have any objections, you may raise them later during interrogation.
That's right. We received a message from Lumidu's Harbor that you were going to investigate the Humane Society.
While at the harbor, we noticed something else extremely interesting. Apparently, you often used all kinds of excuses to swap your shift. And if one were to match the times of your shifts to the activities of the Humane Society and those of certain foreign ships, they'd find them to be an exact match.
That's just a coincidence.
Yes, I'm
Wait,
sure
so
you have already thought
yeah,
of a
okay,
dozen
that's a
different
plot
ways to
twist. I did not
explain
saw
away
that
the
coming.
suspicious
So she's a bad
activities.
guy.
But as far as evidence goes, that should be enough to warrant taking you into custody.
Don't worry. If it turns out that the guards are still unable to find any evidence after all this, Lynette and I will do everything in our power to clear your name.
Although judging by her reaction, I assume no follow-up from us will be needed.
The Lefebvres were infamous for using disguise and infiltration to achieve their goals. Who would have thought that they would have planted someone within the guard?
Judging from the timeline, they let—
Not only that, you brutally and cruelly abandoned your allies.
So you played me like a fool after all?
What was that word you used? Ally? You think that someone as foolish as him is worthy to call himself my ally? They were worthless scum. All of them. Not just Bernard and Pierre, but those Lefebvres too. They always just saw me as a tool. I lost all my chances of a normal life just because I was born into their lot. Not only that, but because they wanted me to become an undercover agent, they stripped me of my name, too. I had to live in constant fear of them while they were alive. Do you?
I don't, and neither do I care.
Are you for real? Aren't you a Lefebvre victim too?
Elodie, you're the only one still living under the shadow of a name.
That's enough. Keep your hand—
What a joke. What a joke! Hey! Don't come any closer.
What's that?
Know what this is? I've secretly planted loads of explosives in the Humane Society.
Are you doing the Joker thing right now with Batman?
Whether they're cats, dogs, or just unlucky human employees, they'll all be blown up into smithereens. Surely, you bunch of goody two-shoes won't let that happen, right?
Oh god. Oh god. I'm gonna have shivers. Oh, it's over for you, bro.
Do you know what would happen to you if you were to run away now? The entire Special Patrol would be out hunting for you day and night, to the ends of the world. Once word of that gets out, all the factions in Fontaine would be after you. But if you throw away the device now, I'll still count that as turning yourself in to the guards. Would you rather go back with me now and wait for a trial? Or wait for your enemies to find you and subject you to the same interrogation techniques that your relatives were once infamous for?
No,
What the fuck? Jesus Christ! Someone smacked her on the head. Jesus!
So I was right after all. This is it.
God damn, bro, so ruthless.
Well,
So
given that she never even showed her face
and
to
she's
Bernard
dead.
and Pierre.
Thank you for your help, everyone.
I still need to go back. Ah, so you do remember. Once I'm done talking with the troop.
Bitch got knocked down, bro. Holy shit. God damn, Chavras. You knocked this bitch down in one hit. God damn. Insane. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Good lord.
Want some? Mm-hmm. I hope you'll like it. Not at all. Plus, if you just think about it, what sounds more fun? Writing a statement or... Great answer. That'd be my pick too. Had we not run into that case, we could have spent the... You're right. I can sense it. Something about her rubbed me the wrong way since... Elodie tried to get close. Not everyone who likes cats is a good... Humans tend to... She took a liking to you.
Ah, that's another one so cute. Oh, that is so cute. This is so cute. This is so cute. Okay, one more.
There's something in the air. Something that tells me a new case is brewing.
Okay, how much books do I have right now? Will there be one more? No, there won't be any more books. But there will be more books tomorrow. You know, because of the event. Yeah, so I'd rather keep it. Getting close to 6k purple. Very nice.
I didn't like that. Huh? What you're saying is, since nobody's come, is that really...
When I was close.
You make a good point. Okay, well... So, stick around here in standby mode? Yeah. Oh, good idea. Bonnie's definitely... May as well. We could be here a while. When I was trying to find somewhere... Alright then.
Oh my god, this is adorable. Okay, this is 3 great pictures for the house since Depot.
My intuition is that something very...
Ah, nice. One more. One more.
Interesting is about to happen.
Unlucky. Unlucky. I will get you, Hunter's Path. I will get you. I promise you I will.
Doing detective work means you gotta walk the walk. No, I mean literally. I need to search high.
I guess I'll stand to be scouted as well, eh?
Low for evidence.
Ah, but at the end, right? Yep, we completed it. Well, I guess thanks for watching, everyone. That was a stream. It was a pretty long one, but we managed to finish all of it, all the endings. So I'll see you next time, and hopefully this time with the Star Wars stream.